Namaskar, hello, and a very warm welcome to CIET NCERT's special live webinar program. This is our webinar series Listening to Learn. मैं हूं तन्वी खुराना और इस वक्त आप हमें देख रहे हैं ई विद्या चैनल नंबर 9, चैनल नंबर 10, चैनल नंबर 11 और चैनल नंबर 12 पर. Department of Education in Science and Mathematics and Pravasi Bharatiya Academic and Scientific Sampark brings you this webinar series Listening to Learn, जिसे हम हिंदी में कहेंगे सुने और सीखे. आज हम जो अपना सत्र लेकर आए हैं वो है 73वां सत्र और आज हम बातचीत करने वाले हैं जिस टॉपिक पर वो आप उससे रिलेट कर सकते हैं. फूड इज मेडिसिन टू कीप यू हेल्दी. भोजन एक औषधि आपको स्वस्थ रखने के लिए. आई एम श्योर यू हैव हर्ड कि हम जो खाते हैं उसी से हम हेल्दी रहते हैं और अगर आप अच्छा खाना खाएंगे तो आपको दवाई की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. सो वी ट्राई एंड ईट हेल्दी बट विच इज़ द हेल्दी फूड? That is the question here and we have a lot of questions in our mind जो हम अपने मेहमान से पूछने वाले हैं. अगर आपके पास भी कोई सवाल है, कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं तो आप हमारे इस कार्यक्रम से जुड़ सकते हैं. आप चाहें तो हमें फ़ोन कीजिए. नंबर है 8800440559. इस वक्त आप हमें लाइव देख रहे हैं हमारे YouTube चैनल के माध्यम से जो कि है NCERT ऑफिशियल. उसके लाइव चैट बॉक्स में आप अपने सवाल लिखकर हम तक पहुंचा सकते हैं. अगर आपके पास कोई ऐसा टॉपिक है जो आप चाहते हैं कि हम फ्यूचर में ले अपने इस प्रोग्राम में इनकॉर्पोरेट करें तो आप वो भी हमें सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं. सो दिस प्रोग्राम इज़ नॉट एन ऑर्डिनरी प्रोग्राम. Wherever you are, all you need is an internet connection and आप हमसे जुड़ सकते हैं, बातचीत कर सकते हैं. ये प्रोग्राम इंटीग्रेट करता है इंडियन डायस्पोरा को अपने मदरलैंड से और ये जो प्रोग्राम है आप देख सकते हैं हमारे YouTube चैनल पर और अपने सजेशंस भी भेज सकते हैं. 11 बजे तक हम यहाँ मौजूद रहेंगे, इस टॉपिक पर बातचीत करेंगे और बताना चाहेंगे कि हमारे साथ एक मेहमान मौजूद है और हमारे साथ हैं हमारे वो इंसान, वो व्यक्ति जिन्होंने इस प्रोग्राम को पूरा इम्प्लीमेंट किया. ही इज़ द ब्रेन ऑफ दिस एंटायर प्रोग्राम एंड ही नीड्स नो इंट्रोडक्शन. वी हैव विद अस डॉक्टर गगन गुप्ता. सर, अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू यू.
नमस्ते तन्वी.
नमस्कार सर. सर, आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू कि आप एक बार हमें टॉपिक के बारे में थोड़ी सी जानकारी दें. हमारे साथ जो मेहमान है वो कौन है, उनका भी एक छोटा सा परिचय हमारे दर्शकों तक पहुँचाए.
नमस्कार दोस्तों. आज अगस्त 2021 में शुरू करके आज हम इस प्रोग्राम के 73वें सत्र तक पहुंचे हैं. मुझे याद है अगस्त 21 में जब हमने इस प्रोग्राम को CSIR इंडिया, काउंसिल ऑफ साइंटिफिक एंड इंडस्ट्रियल रिसर्च इंडिया के साथ में तत्वावधान में हमने इस प्रोग्राम को स्टार्ट किया था. तब हमारे साथ सबसे पहले प्रोग्राम में डॉक्टर रश्मि कुलकर्णी कतर से जुड़ी थी जिन्होंने कि फूड एंड न्यूट्रिशन के ऊपर 6 सेशन हमें दिए थे. लगातार 6 सेशन उन्होंने बात की थी फूड एंड न्यूट्रिशन पर और उसके बाद अब तक आने वाले 73 सेशन में हमने कई सारी बार हेल्थ से जुड़े हुए इश्यूज पर बात की है. इन सारी लिस्ट्स को, इन सारे प्रोग्रामों को आप हमारे ncert.nic.in के इवेंट सेक्शन में जाकर के देख सकते हैं. लिंक आपके स्क्रीन पर फ्लैश हो रहा है, इस लिंक पर आप देख सकते हैं. मैं एक बार पुनः बता दूं, www.ncert.nic.in के इवेंट सेक्शन में आप जाएं, वहां पर आपको इस सीरीज के सारे सेशंस आपको उपलब्ध मिलेंगे. आज फिर से हमारे साथ फूड और न्यूट्रिशन से जुड़ी हुई बात करने वाले हैं. आज का प्रोग्राम एक बार पुनः हम CSIR इंडिया के कोलैबोरेशन में कर रहे हैं. हम आज के इस प्रोग्राम के लिए CSIR इंडिया को धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करते हैं कि वो हमारे साथ इस प्रोग्राम में जुड़े हैं. साथ में NHRC, नेशनल ह्यूमन राइट कमीशन इंडिया भी हमारे साथ इस प्रोग्राम में जुड़ा हुआ है. आप लोगों से उम्मीद है दोस्तों कि आप अपने पसंद के विषयों को आप हमें ज़रूर बताएं और हम आपके उन प्रश्नों को, उन विषयों को इस प्रोग्राम में, इस कार्यक्रम में समावेशन के लिए पूरा भरपूर प्रयास करेंगे. आपके सुझाव हमें मिलते रहते हैं जो कि हमें इस प्रोग्राम की गुणवत्ता बनाए रखने में काफ़ी सहायक है. आज मेरे साथ न्यूयॉर्क, यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका से हमारे साथी डॉक्टर श्रीनिवास के राव जुड़े हुए हैं. मैं अभी आपको उनसे मिलाता हूं. इससे पहले मैं आपके आज के सवाल के, डॉक्टर श्रीनिवास आपका स्वागत है. आप स्क्रीन पर हैं और आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में. हम धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करते हैं आप CSIR इंडिया का एक बार पुनः और आपका और आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का जिन्होंने कि हमारे साथ इस कार्यक्रम में आने के लिए अपनी हामी भरी, मंजूरी दी. एक बार पुनः धन्यवाद सभी को। दोस्तों, फूड एक औषधि है, भोजन एक औषधि है। ये जो संकल्पना है, ये कोई नई संकल्पना हमारे देश के लिए नहीं है। ये संकल्पना हमारे देश के आयुर्वेद के साथ जुड़ी हुई है। और उसके बाद में ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन, वाइट रिवॉल्यूशन, हरित क्रांति और सफ़ेद क्रांति, जो दूध और खेती से जुड़ी हुई क्रांतियां हैं, आज़ाद हिंदुस्तान में शुरू हुई। और इस सब के बावजूद भी हमारे देश में प्रोडक्शन तो काफ़ी है खेती के उत्पादों का, लेकिन इसके बावजूद भी हम स्वास्थ्य से जुड़े हुए विषयों से में स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं। एक हेल्थ पैराडॉक्स हमारे देश में अभी भी है। आज इसी विषय पर बात करने के लिए मेरे साथ यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स ऑफ अमेरिका से हमारे साथी डॉक्टर श्रीनिवास के राव जुड़े हुए हैं, और अब उनका मैं आपके साथ एक मुलाकात कराता हूं। दोस्तों, डॉक्टर श्रीनिवास के राव, एंटरप्रेन्योर, एक उद्योगपति, इज ए न्यूयॉर्क बेस्ड बायोमेडिकल साइंटिस्ट। He obtained his doctoral degree from the University of Paris in 1988. He has been affiliated with the Columbia University, Albert Einstein College of Medicine, LIJ Medical Center, New York. Dr. Rao has also been adjunct faculty with the City University of New York, USA. I also have some affiliation with CUNY, New York, USA. Welcome, Dr. Rao. Particularly as you have been associated with the CUNY, New York. Dr. Rao gained insight into public health and nutrition while working in vaccine industry. He introduced the concept of quinoa farming, high protein rice and green salt in India. He has authored more than 30 scientific articles and more than 70 popular articles on food, nutrition and Ayurveda. He has also published 5 popular scientific books to motivate youth. Dr. Rao holds 14 certifications in food and nutrition, which have been highly accredited by many organizations across the world. He has also developed a database of over 1,000 edible plants, creating a foundation for various educational resources. He has also created 15 plus innovative products for food awareness, including educational games, wall charts and a virtual edible plant museum. Dr. Rao intends to blend scientific knowledge with practical applications, fostering a healthier and more informed society. दोस्तों, जिससे पहले कि मैं डॉक्टर राव को रिक्वेस्ट करूं कि वो अपना प्रेजेंटेशन दें, अपने हमसे बात करना शुरू करें, मैं आपको याद दिलाना चाहता हूं, लगभग 2 महीने पहले हमारे पास स्टूडियो में कुंतल ए जोशियर आए थे, जो कि फर्स्ट वीगन, इंटरनेशनल वीगन पर्सन है, जो कि माउंट एवरेस्ट पर 2 बार चढ़ाई कर चुके हैं, बीइंग ए वीगन पर्सन। और उन्होंने प्लांट बेस्ड डाइट्स के बारे में कितनी हमें बहुत विस्तार से बताया था, और उन्होंने बैक कैलकुलेशंस के बारे में बताया था। आप उस शो को भी, उस सेशन को भी आप हमारे NCERT के इवेंट वेबसाइट के इवेंट सेक्शन में देख सकते हैं। डॉक्टर राव, मैं आज आपका प्रोग्राम रश्मि कुलकर्णी के सेशंस और कुंतल जोशियर के सेशंस के कंटिन्यूएशन में देख रहा हूं। डॉक्टर राव, आपका स्वागत है, प्लीज। Yes, Dr. Rao, I hope you are there. You are still connected with us.
Yes, sir. He is definitely connected with us, and हम सर से रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि प्रेजेंटेशन थोड़ी देर में शुरू करें। और सर, हम एक बार फिर से सभी दर्शकों को बताना चाहेंगे, अगर आपके पास कोई भी सवाल है तो आप हमसे जुड़ सकते हैं। आप अपनी बातचीत हम सब पहुंचा सकते हैं NCERT ऑफिशियल हमारे YouTube चैनल के माध्यम से। सर, डॉक्टर राव, हम आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे टू प्लीज बिगिन योर प्रेजेंटेशन।
Dr. Rao, are you there?
Sir, can you unmute yourself, please?
Dr. Rao, please unmute yourself.
Okay. There's a technical glitch, a small technical glitch, जो अभी
Dr. Rao will be just back with us.
जी.
Don't worry. So, let me just introduce the topic a little more.
Yeah.
The food is medicine concept, rooted in ancient Ayurvedic traditions, gained momentum in India, tracing back to the transformative agricultural advancements. Dr. Rao, are you here?
Yes.
Yes, please continue. Please start, sir.
Okay.
There was a little technical glitch. हम माफी चाहते हैं. Please.
Namaskar. Good morning, everybody. Today's topic is food is medicine. This is a very simple phrase, but it is very powerful and it will have lot of resistance from various parts, from Ayurvedic physicians to the modern doctors. But let me present the points, questions, myths, doubts to clear and make into your mind that food is medicine. At the end of this presentation, I hope you will agree with me. Let's go into the details of how, why, when food is medicine. India started with a green revolution in 1960s with the help of Norman Borlaug and Dr. Swaminathan, who have increased the production of Indian wheat from 10 tons in 1961 to 114 tons in 2023. This is a remarkable achievement, and Dr. Swaminathan received Bharat Ratna for that. And the next one is White Revolution. This is about milk. Dr. Varghese Kurian increased the production of milk from 20 million tons in 1970, and today the production is 230 million tons. So India has a lot of food. Not only that, we are producing with a great farmers community and the various agricultural colleges and the development of special seeds, we are producing 330 million tons of grain, that is 330 billion kilos. If you take these food items, India is producing more than or double than what it needs to feed its people. Yet, India's situation in terms of health is not so good. As you could see here, we are not really on the top, in spite of the fact that we have a lot of food and we are doing economically also very well. What's the problem with this? The problem is we are spending a lot of money on food and much more money on healthcare. That's the problem. The data here shows for the United States, because I got the correct figures for United States, we are spending $2.4 trillion on food, and we are spending $4.5 trillion on healthcare economy. If we continue what we are doing today in India, I have no doubt India also will spend in the same way. Therefore, let us understand where the problem is and how we can avoid these problems. Here you can see out of 1.74 million species on earth, only one species, that is man, has hospitals, medicines, surgeries, technologies, whereas all other animals do not have that. This is a remarkably stunning fact. With all these medicines, factories, pharma industry, hospitals, we should be having better health. But why we are not having better health? And our lifestyle diseases are increasing. From 1990, where the lifestyle diseases are 37.9, has been growing. In 2016, it was 61.8, and by now it is much more. Why is this happening? Because of various misunderstandings about the food and health. Then what's the problem if it is happening? It is going to cause enormous economic loss. The current situation with the poor health of the country is costing $450 billion every year. That's almost 12% of the GDP. And it is producing a loss of productivity of 17.9 million man-years. And it is keeping us at a poverty level of 20% or so. why we have this problem with the food? Because of our eating habits. The Eat Lancet Commission found that South Asians, mostly Indians, are on average undernourished on most food groups except starchy vegetables. There are 11 food groups that we are supposed to eat: red meat, starchy vegetables, eggs, poultry, dairy foods, fish, vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, and nuts. As you could see the circle here, if all these colors representing these 11 groups, if they touch the circle, which means we are eating well. But as you can see here, except starchy materials, none of them are taken by people adequately. Only starch is consumed at a higher percentage, up to 125%. This is the problem. Therefore, we have to understand our food and eat well. We have plenty of food in the country. If we understand our food and eat well, we will have better health as a nation. But you may ask me why the governments, doctors, universities, scientists are not telling us what is right. Yes, they have been telling. But the level of dietary recommendation depends on who they are trying to target to. At a population level, the recommendations are different from group level, and they are different from personal level. The newspapers and the information that is given by people, including doctors and others, is getting confused because the distinction between population and group level, personal level is not understood. Once that is understood, then we all can have food properly. What's the proof that food is the most serious matter? A study conducted in 2017 concluded, after reviewing the deaths of 11 million people across the world, as seen in this chart, various causes of death show that dietary risk is on the top. It's not the heart attacks, it's not the cancer. The primary cause for all these things is dietary risk. Therefore, if we can avoid this, we can have better life. Now, let us see what is human body. Human body is simply a molecular factory. In fact, it is a magnificent molecular factory. This molecular factory concept was promoted by Dr. Fritz Kahn in the last century. And this factory's job is to take food and produce energy. Besides, produce children. Producing energy is the major job of the human body. And how does it do? In simple terms, it does with the help of genes. There are 20,000 genes called genome and 620,000 proteins called proteome and 1 million molecules called metabolome. All these metabolites, proteins, genes form the nuts and bolts of this human magnificent molecular factory. This metabolome has 1 million molecules as estimated, but already 225,000 molecules are in the database, and it is growing every day, and we know what molecules are doing the right things and the wrong things in the body, causing disease and healthy states in the body. The whole operation of the human body starts from genome, epigenome, transcriptome. The genome and epigenome function together and make proteins from DNA's blueprint into RNA, and that is the transcriptome, and that gives proteins, that becomes proteome, and proteome with all the other molecules will become metabolome. Then all these are interacting with our microbiome. All of us have lot of microorganisms in our stomach, in various parts of the body, as well as on our skin. They help us. There are friendly microbes, and there are unfriendly microbes. The balance between friendly and unfriendly microbes in our gut actually determine our health, not only simple health, also our brain health. And that eventually results in physiology. That is what is called metabolomic regulation. Now, food. What is food? Food is carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, antioxidants, vitamins. These are the constituents of food. These are the major groups of molecules that the body needs from outside as food. Then see the life. What happens if we eat and live normally? As you live normally from childhood till 40 years, our performance will peak, and from then onwards our performance will come down if you don't do anything, and eventually around 60, between 60 and 80, you slow down and drop down, become sick, bedridden, eventually may die. This is what is happening for vast majority of people. But if you do some preventive measures, taking care of your health, then probably you can extend your life, healthy life, by 10 to 20 years. But today's advancements in science and technology from various fields, including artificial intelligence, can intervene and increase your healthy life almost to 120, and we are not there yet, but surely will be there. How are we considering these suggestions, preventive, will help our health? Recently, there was an experiment that was done by Dr. Oli Meliander, Salvatore Di Somma, and this experiment was presented in Sweden at a precision nutrition meeting which I attended. It shows that they have taken 60 people from Sweden, Lund University, and took them to Cilento. Cilento is a town in Mediterranean. Mediterranean diet is supposed to be very healthy. So in Cilento, they were asked to eat only Mediterranean diet, no Swedish diet. Swedish diet is full of butter, beer, and potatoes. Whereas the Cilento diet in the Mediterranean is tomatoes, vinegar, olive oil, wine, and within 1 week they found, as you could see here on the gray bars or on the negative side, and within 1 week they all became positive for not having diabetes or related metabolic syndrome diseases. So not only this experiment, many experiments were done. It is proven that if you handle food well, you can change your health. In this particular experiment, they have measured 108 parameters in the blood, and within 1 week of changing the diet, 80 of them became better and healthier. As I said earlier, we have microbiome in our gut. See the number of microbes we have in the body. Plenty of them. 100 trillion cells. How many cells do we have in the body? We have, as humans, between 28 to 36 trillion cells. Number-wise, the microbiome is larger and that actually determines many things in your body, including your health. This itself can be a presentation and separate. But there is another first important question, whether man is vegetarian or non-vegetarian, carnivore or herbivore. Instead of debating on this, let us see the science and the actual fact. All the carnivores have 3 to 6 times in terms of length or the gut length compared to their body length. Whereas herbivores have 10 to 12 times their body length. Herbivores need longer gut to digest. Carnivores do not need that longer gut. Now look at the man. Man has 10 to 11 times. What it means is humans are more towards herbivores than towards carnivores. Individual food choices may be fine, but they have to balance, and therefore we call ourselves humans as omnivores. We don't call specifically herbivore or carnivore. Vegetarian, non-vegetarian, and the vegetarian means having other milk in Indian context, whereas in the rest of the world or even India now, vegan means they won't take even milk. We will discuss that little later. So the question is clear that humans are neither carnivores nor herbivores. We call ourselves omnivores, but we need to maintain a balance. How many edible plants are there on earth? FAO published a while ago that humans have tried 37,000 plants to eat and decide whether they are good or not. Our ancestors who lived for thousands of years really tried so many food items, risking their lives. I do not have any estimation how many of them might have died in trying to see whether a plant is good for food or not. After such kind of checking, they have several thousands, but today in the plant database of Food Plants International, we have 26,384 plants. Further refined list at Plants for a Future has 7,417 plants. From these databases, my team has picked up 1,098 plants that are available for us to buy, get. Even in New York City, we can get something like 900. I'm sure in India, many parts, you will have several of them available. I'll give one example. A district in my hometown near Bobli has 70 different unknown to the market plants which are edible, eaten by the tribals. So every district must be having, and they have good value as well. Now, the food, we have plenty. We are producing and we are having also. Now, how much to eat? Here is a simple experiment. Here is a burger and homemade material, homemade lunch. The burger here is called ultra processed because everything is refined. Whereas at home, the same materials, wheat, cheese, meat, vegetables, not refined. Therefore, it is called unprocessed diet. The experiment is to see if people are allowed to eat without any limitation. As you could see, the blue line is ultra processed, red line is unprocessed. The top graph shows unprocessed and ultra processed. People were asked to eat as much as they want. Unprocessed, people could not eat more than 2,500 calories, whereas ultra processed, people ate more than 3,000. If they continue to eat like that for 14 days, see the lower graph shows body weight on the y-axis and time on the x-axis, shows that those who ate ultra processed diet did not show any benefit. Rather, even though they ate more, rather they gained a lot of weight. Whereas those who ate unprocessed has excellent benefit without weight gain. So, if you have to eat as much as you want, especially students, especially young people. There is no need to restrict. But one important point to remember is do not consume ultra processed diet. Books are written on this, and it is common sense, but the industrialization is forcing us to have ultra processed diet, but it is your choice to keep it less ultra processed and more unprocessed. Then what is this ultra processed, unprocessed? The food processing spectrum here. I'll give a simple example. You can apply this to many other food items, which may vary a little bit here and there. Take an apple. If you eat it straight, cut it and eat it, it is unprocessed. If you add anything to it, that is minimally processed. If you make juice out of it, further processed. If you make any edible products, even highly processed. If you make gummy bears, that is definitely ultra processed. Replace highly processed and ultra processed foods with whole or minimally processed foods for healthier eating patterns that support your health. There are so many on the market. Now, when to eat? One of the most important things, whatever you eat, if you restrict the time of your eating to a specific window from morning 6 o'clock till evening 6 o'clock or 18 hours. Within this 12 hours, if you restrict either 8 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, a maximum of 12 hours, it will be healthy. Why? Even I was surprised when I was studying this. When you put food in the mouth, certainly saliva will come. You all experienced. In the same manner as the food goes down, each part of your digestive system has to send a certain enzyme material to process the food. Just imagine this as an orchestra. All your organs are playing an orchestra to digest your food. If you keep on taking food without any plan, body will get confused. Like in an orchestra, if somebody has to play drums, they should know when exactly. Somebody knows to play piano, they should know exactly when. Human body is also functioning like an orchestra when it comes to digesting food. So when you give food, be careful. Don't continuously do it 24 hours. Give some rest. Then the body can process one after another, and you will have better health. That is about when to eat as far as the time wise. But there is another concern, when to eat any food item. Here I am giving banana as an example. The most common statement said by many, though banana is a great fruit, people with diabetes should not eat, or some such statements. Are they wrong? No. What is missing? The explanation that I am showing here. If the banana is not fully ripe, underripe, then it is a great source of prebiotics for gut health, because microbiome needs it, because it has highest resistant starch in that condition. And if it is barely ripe, high fiber, low sugar. If it is ripe, high antioxidants and good fiber content. Afterwards, very ripe and overripe, you would lose that fiber and some vitamins and minerals, and eventually most of it will be sugars with lowest fiber content. Therefore, not only for banana, any food item you have to eat when it is at a correct state of ripeness. The next point is, many people have this question, plants do not give proteins. It is generally said, but if you just spend a few minutes to understand, that's not really true. You can get proteins from plants as well, but it is harder, or you have to try harder. You have to try a little bit patience to get more. Here there are 40 different pulses, beans, legumes. As you can see here, most of them are available in any part of the world. But if you go and check in your house, I'm sure you do not consume, or you do not have more than 5, 6, and if you are really very powerful, maybe 10. But if you can maintain different ones, it will be wonderful, so that you will have all the protein that you need. When we talk about protein in animal or plant, it is not just protein itself. It is the constituents of proteins, amino acids. The amino acids differ, and that is where they define the quality of the protein. There is a recent experiment done in Brazil where they have taken young men for the resistant training. Some were given plant protein, some were given animal protein, and asked them to train. And eventually they found there is no difference in their training and their success of putting on muscle and strength. It doesn't matter which protein source they got from, because if you properly eat, all the 9 amino acids, essential amino acids, are available in all the plant in different levels, but you have to take those plants that give you higher levels. As you can see here, all the 9 amino acids are shown, and the best food product that can give you the right kind of amino acid. Other than protein, you need antioxidants. They come from berries. There are so many berries. And gooseberry, the Indian amla, is an extraordinarily wonderful example. Out of 138 berries, India also will have more than 100 berries in different parts of the country. All the berries may not go in all the areas. The berries can give you antioxidants, vitamins, minerals. That will give you the health of various organs, including anti-aging. And another question that comes to mind for many people, vitamin A. Vitamin A is not available. No, carotenoids are available in all colored foods. So if you eat colored foods, you will get carotenoids and body can make vitamin A. The most important one is water. We need food, water, oxygen to make energy. Make sure that your body gets water. There is no specific rule of how much water do you need. Each one may have different one, but I found personally, so long as your urine is not colored, your water levels are fine. And here I have a sloka with thousands of years of knowledge.
Disha, people say water is good to drink, buttermilk is good to drink, and also milk is good to drink. So which one should we consume in a day? I'm really confused.
Oh, okay. So you want to know how to drink and use all these three things. Okay. All these three things are good, Disha. You know how to consume. There is a beautiful shloka for this. Bhojanante pibet takram. That is, at the end of the meals, you have to take buttermilk. Vasarante pibet payaha. At the end of the day, you have to drink milk. Nishante cha pibet vari. Nishante means at the end of the night, that is in the morning, you have to drink vari. That is water. Rebher dosho na jayate. So if you follow it like this, your doshas will be balanced in the body and you can remain disease free. Disha.
Now, I told you earlier, we have several plants. But what are we doing with these plants from me and my team? We have created food awareness products. We have a 500 word search game book. We have 365 nursery rhymes, one for each. For example, mango, gooseberry. And we have 200 food items on charts and 100 food items as coloring books for children. Our hope is if you use them, you remember the food products and one day or the other you will eat them. This is a mango rhyme, for example.
Mango, mango, oh so bright, golden sunshine in its bite, packed with vitamins A, E, and C. Mango, mango, good for me. Mango, mango, oh so sweet, rich in B6, a nutritious treat. Yellow, juicy, packed with E. Mango, mango, you boost glee. In your pulp, antioxidants lie, boosting health and keeping us spry. Fiber rich for digestion neat. Mango, mango, you're so sweet. Potassium packed for health's delight. In every bite, a wellness sight. For our health, you play a part. Mango, mango, you're pure art.
We made a puzzle with 101 food items which are rich in fiber, protein, antioxidant, iron, and calories. And we made a game also, Ahar game. It is exactly played like Kaun Banega Karodpati. We played it at India International Science Festival. But here, all the points, when you answer properly, you will not only get some money, but also get a knowledge to improve your health. This is the team that played. And we gave a nutrition lecture where several thousands watched. At that time, I think 2,500 students watched in the same time, where I and another physician, Dr. Bharati Kochar from Harvard University, gave for India International Science Festival. The new era is coming. We are engineering longer life, engineering longevity. And we are not only engineering longer life, we are increasing the lifespan. This is the Dr. Davis Sinclair. He is the foremost scientist in this efforts to increase the lifespan. But the most important point I want to mention is American Heart Association, a 100-year-old strong association, has taken up food as medicine as the new program. In their new program, in 2023, they started planning, and fortunately, I know the man in charge, Dr. Mitchell Elkend, and we had discussed this subject quite well, and they are going on as shown here, and in 2027, they will do clinical trials to show which food item can maintain good health, under what circumstances, for whom, and eventually by 2032, all of us are expecting that food will be prescribed and it becomes a prescription rather than just food. Why do I believe in all this science? Because sometime back I published this book for Indian students from Billy Woodward, Scientists Greater Than Einstein, and later we added our Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar winners, whose work saved individually millions of lives, collectively 2 billion lives. These are the 10 scientists whose work has been saving lives regularly. So the science that we do with food will also benefit people. And one of the examples that I can mention clearly, Karl Landsteiner, who discovered blood groups, is saving lives everywhere in the world, every nook and corner of the world. What's the proof such a dramatic shift will happen? As you can see here, this is a big box, which is 5 MB computer, 75 inches long, 1 ton weight, that's 1 million grams. But today, you all have smartphones in your pocket. That is, in 2024, you have 1 terabyte, 6.4 inches, and 157 grams. This is million times more. Therefore, I believe that it will happen. And not only my belief, but I want to play one from Other Veda.
Pashyema Sharadasadam Jivema Sharadasadam Buddhyema Sharadasadam Ruhema Sharadasadam Pushema Sharadasadam Avema Sharadasadam Bhuyema Sharadasadam Bhuyasi Sharadasadam.
May we see 100 autumns. May we live 100 autumns. May we be wakeful for 100 autumns. May we attain wisdom for 100 autumns. May we be well for 100 autumns. May we adorn 100 autumns. May the autumns be more than 100. May we accomplish all this.
This is what I said. We may go beyond 120 years. Now, I created this for you, students.
Ancient wisdom, my light can make food our healing. Medicine, food is our medicine. Food is medicine. Food is medicine. Food is medicine.
To you, Dr. Rao, मजा आ गया. और yes, we have good number of questions with us. Audience, the viewers are sending in their questions. So I request Tanvi to start the questions.
Absolutely.
And then
So, firstly, thank you so much for the beautiful presentation, and now we have all the proof where we can say that food is medicine, and it's up to us what we are consuming. Thank you so much for this information. So, we have received a question from one of our viewers, and he is Ravindra Ramatkar, and he's making a statement firstly where he's saying less uric acid in our lifestyle can make us live longer, and after that he is asking you whether you can advise anything for the Indian people to stay healthy? Because like you said, we have all kinds of foods, and in India it's not just one diet. We have different seasons where we have different diets, where we have different regions where the diet varies. So in this context, can you advise where no, Indian people can try and eat healthy and stay healthy? So
Yes, this is a very long one. Certainly, if I get it via email, I can specifically ask at each point. But number one, as a response, whether Indian or American, the human body is not so different. It gets used to whatever food you give. My favorite example is a South Indian goes and works in Alaska, which is very, very cold, and adapts to the food that is available there. My next answer is, or part of the answer is, whatever food that you choose, we must choose based on one important fact, that we are Homo sapiens, which means we are the brain people. So any food that is going to help you should be taken, to help your brain, should be given preference over the others. And to the brain, what you need is a very fast energy. Of all the organs of the human body, brain gets the top priority to get the food, or the calories or energy. So this itself is not a subject to answer in one simple question. I wish it should be part of the school every day as a class. Just as you learn 2 plus 2 is 4, you should know which food will do what for your body.
Yes, I can take this takeaway. I can understand this takeaway from your session. Now coming to the little technology side, yes, I know that this particular protein is required, this particular nutrient is required, and we try to tailor the properties of the food, of the crops which we want to have. So I am using a word, tailoring of food, tailoring of crops, in a little contextual manner. Likewise, as we are able to tailor the properties of the materials today, because in the form of the composite materials or something. So do you really find a race between the physical materials and these crops, or should we consider it as a race, or how do you look at this?
No, can you say the last sentence?
How do you see this race? How do you see the two things, the two tailorings in the properties of the materials and tailoring in the food crops?
Yes. Okay. So first suggestion is, everyone should increase the number of food items they consume, whether it is organic, non-organic, locally available, outside, whatever you can afford. There are plenty of foods that you can afford. Coming to the question of engineered or made differently by scientists.
Yes.
Yes, Indian Agriculture Research, ICAR, has 72 different varieties of crops that are not normally available in the market yet. They are biogenetically modified. There is a difference. The difference is, they did not change the DNA, but they changed the crops by selection. So we must educate our people that anything that is engineered doesn't mean that is harmful when it is done in a natural way by selection.
Yes. Yes, I can understand what you say. Can you come back to your slide number 22, sir?
72?
22, 23, 22, where you were making the point between the ultra processed food and unprocessed food. Slide number 23.
Can you say it slowly, please? There is a
Slide,
evaporation.
oh, I am sorry. Slide number 23. Can you come to slide number 23, where you were speaking about the weight gained by before that, slightly before. Move ahead. It was the last slide of one more slide, sir. Yes, this is the slide. Yes, here you are making the ultra processed food diet and the unprocessed food diet, and the photographs which you have shown here, an unprocessed food diet is the raw vegetables or the raw fruits. Where do you put the Indian masala food items like dosa, vada, upma, sandesh in this category?
Minimally processed.
Those are unprocessed.
Minimally processed.
Minimally
I'll show you
processed.
why.
Okay.
Because here all your masalas
yes.
or jeera, hing, anything that you add, mirchi, all those things are not processed to the molecular level like here.
Oh,
They are all minimally processed.
Okay.
okay.
There's a
So,
big book on this.
Okay.
okay.
Okay, sir. So we can consider it as quite healthy because it's next to unprocessed food.
Indian kitchen.
Indian kitchen,
Yes.
right? Sir,
Yes.
for diabetic people, the doctors say that refined sugar is unhealthy, and we have a lot of sweets, Indian desserts, where there's a lot of sugar. But then there are certain fruits, dates, which are naturally sweet. So can we say that if someone consumes only the naturally sweet things, they won't be diabetic in future?
Okay. So there's a big question about
Yes.
fruits and diabetes. Here, let us assume that this green apple is mature and ripe, and it has a lot of sweetness compared to the juice. Juice is also from the same apple, but juice will not have all the fiber. Fiber is something that will help the sugars to bind and slowly released. Whether somebody is diabetic or non-diabetic, no matter what kind of food they eat, ultimately the food has to be broken down, all the carbohydrates have to be broken down into sugars. And those sugars are the ones which run our human body. All our metabolism depend on carbohydrate. In extreme cases, it can be keto and other things. As long as you take fruits in its natural form, with its fiber, in the limited quantity, absolutely it's fine.
So, Dr. Rao, you made an example of banana. So, I think the similar kind of examples or the similar kind of situations can be collaborated with other kind of fruits as well, or do we have some contrast situations?
Yes, for each food item, one has to develop this, and the concept is very straightforward. As long as you have resistant starch, it's great. As long as you have only sugars, that's not that good. But that's not that good only whose metabolic situation is compromised and in diabetic state. For example, lychee is a great sweet food.
Yes.
So people can have it. But I'll give another standard example. If somebody says, I am diabetic, so I will not take sugar in the coffee. Fine. But if the same person eats 4 parathas
yes.
instead of 2, or 4 idlis instead of 2, without taking sugar in the coffee, what good it is for the body.
Yes, yes. So, a proper audit is needed. is that you, I hope you are referring to this, a proper audit has to be made before calculating what to eat, what not to eat and how much to eat.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you, Dr. Rao. We are running short of time. Though we would have loved to have more questions with you. Please stay with us for some time, sir. And we love being with you. So I am sure viewers that the kind of text, the database which Dr. Rao and his team has developed will give you more insight for the foods, what kind of food we should take, what kind of food should be taken, and in particular situations, etc., etc. So please have his LinkedIn page seen and other information which are available on the internet with Dr. Rao's web page, etc. Thank you very much, friends. So this was our episode towards the food with medicine today. Next we are going to come on, meet you on 1st of March Friday at the same time 10 o'clock, and again we are going to have a health related issue with us, and that is awareness about the tuberculosis. We know that the tuberculosis is the most epidemic situation in across the world. People die because of tuberculosis much more than by any other disease in the world. So looking forward meeting you, friends, on 1st of March Friday on the same channel, same PM eVidya TV channels 9 to 12, and our YouTube session on our YouTube channel UNCERT official. So looking forward meeting you once again on 1st of March. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. I'll repeat the information again. 1st of March, we are going to meet again, and we'll have one expert, and we'll be talking about awareness about tuberculosis. Thank you so much, Dr. Gagan Gupta, for bringing Dr. Rao in our program, and it was indeed a wonderful program, and the information that we got is priceless. Thank you so much, Dr. Rao, for being with us today. It was pleasure having you, and whatever information you gave, I think our viewers, they are going to take a note out of it, and they are going to follow the tips that you gave. Thank you so much once again. Thank you so much to all the viewers for being with us today, and I really hope that you enjoyed this entire program, and we have announced it in the beginning as well that if you want to see our previous programs, then you can go to the events section of our ncert.nic.in, and you can watch the earlier programs relating to this particular program. And with this, I also would like to tell you that Dr. Rao announced a lecture, some information about the nutrition lecture where he gave to the Indian people, and that link of the YouTube channel is available in the description box of our today's program. So you can click there and go to that nutrition lecture, and please suit yourself. So with this information, we are wrapping up this particular program, and I really hope that you enjoyed it and you have a great day ahead. We have a lot more programs on our eVidya channel for all of you. So keep on watching eVidya channels, and with this, I am Tanvi Khurana, and I'll take a leave of you. Namaskar.